In their hearts, women think that it is men's business to earn money and theirs to spend it. Arthur Schopenhauer. Love doesn't whisper promises, it delivers chains. You thought her laughter was your salvation, but it was a lure, a trap set by nature to bind you to a cycle you never agreed to. Picture a man at 3 a.m., sitting in a dim room, his phone glowing with her last message. "I'm done," the words slicing through the silence like a cold blade. His hands tremble not from heartbreak, but from the weight of a lie he's been clinging to, that she was his meaning, his purpose, his everything. Schopenhauer saw through this illusion 2 centuries ago. He didn't call love a gift. He called it a deception, a biological scheme to enslave you to the will, to life a relentless, indifferent force that cares nothing for your happiness, only your role in its endless game. Love isn't your escape. It's your prison dressed in her smile, her touch, her promises of forever. Here we don't glorify the pain. We name it. We watch it burn until the ashes reveal the truth. If you're ready to face love for what it is, not a dream, but a design, subscribe. Not to feel good, but to feel what's real. You didn't fall in love, you were ensnared. Schopenhauer argued that love isn't a connection, it's a manipulation, a trick of nature to keep the species going at your expense. Biologically, the will to life hijacks your instincts, using her beauty as a weapon to disarm your reason. Her eyes draw you in. Her voice soothes you. Her presence feels like destiny, but it's not divine. It's functional engineered to pull you into reproduction. Psychologically, this breeds obsession. You can't eat without wondering if she's thinking of you. You can't focus without her validation. Every notification on your phone becomes a lifeline, every silence a punishment. You're not a man in love, you're a man possessed your thoughts, no longer your own. Spiritually, you've turned her into your deity, worshipping at an altar that demands your soul in return. You thought she was your mirror reflecting your worth, your strength, your future. But she was a maze each turn, promising meaning, each step dragging you deeper into her design until you forgot the way out. What if love was never a refuge, only the test of how much you'd surrender to keep her? The deeper you sink, the less you recognize the man you were. Love feels like freedom, but it's a leash, tightening around your mind, your will, your clarity. Biologically, your body craves her because nature wired you to chase survival, not joy. Your racing heart, your sleepless nights, they're not signs of passion, they're signs of programming. Psychologically, you're trapped in her chaos. Every argument feels like a battlefield where you're always the loser. Every cold glance, every calculated silence, it doesn't feel empty. It feels like a weapon, a test you're doomed to fail. You replay her words in your head, searching for where you went wrong, but the truth is sharper. She didn't change, she just stopped pretending. Spiritually, you've traded your independence for her approval, believing her love would complete you. But what if her love was never yours to begin with? What if it was just a reflection of what you gave up to keep her? The paradox stings, you thought. Protecting her made you strong, but it made you weak. Your ambition fades, your dreams shrink, your identity erodes until you're nothing but an extension of her needs, a shadow of the man you once were. Picture the man again now at sunrise, sitting on the edge of his bed, scrolling through their old messages. Each one a reminder of a self he no longer recognizes, each word a brick in the maze she built around him. Marriage isn't the pinnacle of love. It's its final betrayal, a contract not with her, but with nature itself. You walk into it thinking you're building a future, but you're stepping into a machine designed to strip you of freedom. Biologically, marriage serves the will to life's agenda. Children labor continuation of the species. It's efficient, legal, and merciless. Psychologically, it transforms love from ecstasy to endurance. The warmth that once set your soul ablaze becomes a flickering candle barely lighting the routine of your days. Her beauty, once a fire that consumed you, now fades into the background, a painting you've seen too many times. Spiritually, you're hollowed out, no longer living for yourself, but for a structure you can't escape. You're not a partner, you're a provider, a protector, a function bound by vows that feel more like shackles with every passing year. Imagine the man under a flickering kitchen light, staring at his wedding ring, the metal cold against his skin, the silence louder than the promises he made at the altar. The illusion's walls crack wide open, what you called devotion. Schopenhauer called decay a slow erosion of everything that once made you whole. You thought you were choosing this life, but nature chose you, cornering you with feelings you couldn't understand, trapping you with a role you can't abandon. When the fever of love finally breaks, what remains isn't peace. It's a quiet, creeping grief, a hollow echo of the man you used to be. Biologically, the will to life discards you. Once your purpose is fulfilled, you were never a partner to nature, just a tool used and cast aside when the job was done. Psychologically, you wake to the betrayal, not hers. Psychologically, you wake to the betrayal, not hers, but your own. You built her into a goddess, projected a fantasy of eternal connection onto her, but now she's ordinary, your sacrifice is laughable, in the cold light of reality. Spiritually, the divine union you chased was a lie, a mirage woven by instinct and reinforced by a culture that told you to endure, to be grateful, to accept the death of passion as life's natural rhythm. But Schopenhauer offered no such comfort. He called it what it was, the collapse of an illusion, a brutal truth you can't unsee. Did she ever love you, or just love what you gave up to keep her? The man in love becomes a man unmade, staring at a life he didn't choose, bound by feelings that once felt sacred and now feel like ash in his hands. Schopenhauer's truth cuts deeper. Love is a mask nature wears while it tightens the leash, smiling as it leads you to your undoing. True strength isn't in fighting her, it's in non-reaction. Let her walk away. Let her fade into the past. Hold the line. A storm that can't move you will learn to respect you. The only way to break free from love's machinery is renunciation, not anger, not rebellion, but a quiet, disciplined refusal to play nature's game. Biologically, you reject the will to life's agenda, refusing to let your instincts dictate your path, stepping out of the cycle of reproduction and survival that never cared for your peace. Psychologically, you reclaim your mind, no longer chasing her approval, no longer sacrificing your clarity for the fantasy of connection. You stop seeing her as the answer to your emptiness and start seeing her for what she was, a vessel of a force that never loved you, only used you. Spiritually, you live for truth, not validation, finding strength in solitude, not in her arms. The silence that once terrified you now becomes your sanctuary, a place where insight grows untainted by the noise of desire. The man who walks away from love doesn't lose, he wins. He shatters the maze steps off the leash and stands still, unmoved by the chaos he once ran toward. Schopenhauer didn't call for hatred of women, he called for transcendence, escaping what they represent, the endless cycle of craving, suffering, and illusion. To reject love isn't to reject feeling, it's to reject the lie, to become sovereign, to live for the clarity that comes when the storm finally passes. Return to the illusion you started with her laughter. Wasn't your salvation, it was your undoing. The lie you built your love upon was that she was your purpose, your meaning, your everything. You didn't lose her. You lost the man you became to keep her, the man who knelt at her altar, who traded his strength for her smile. Now you stand anchored, no longer summoned by her chaos, no longer swayed by the promises of a future that was never yours. You don't need her closure. You need clarity and a closed door. The man who refuses love isn't loveless. He's free living not for her, but for the silence where truth speaks loudest, where he can finally hear himself again. Stillness doesn't mean silence, it means sovereignty. If you've walked through this fire, if you've felt the weight of this truth, comment below. So no man feels like he's breaking alone. This is Philosoul, where we cut through the lies to find what's real. If this truth woke something in you, share it. There's a man out there still sleeping, still trapped in the maze. This is where the illusion ends and the kingdom begins.
Thank you for watching. Walk your path with quiet strength.